This episode is sponsored by football's ultimate survival game. Let's see who's the final one standing.
AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal.
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Of course, yesterday, Arsenal's final pre-season friendly at the Emirates Stadium, a packed Emirates Stadium. First of all, let me just big up the fans. I love these Emirates Cups games because what happens is you get a lot of fans that don't normally get to go to games. They're not season ticket holders, but obviously mega Arsenal fans. They get an opportunity to go. You get a lot of families there. And it was sold out yesterday. Sold out on Wednesday night as well. And Arsenal, one of the few clubs in world football that can do this for friendly games. Sold out. The whole stadium, Arsenal fans. Absolutely incredible. So well done to the fans. The sun was shining. And it was a very, very good performance by Arsenal ahead of that game against Manchester United last week. Arsenal beating Athletic Club by 3-0. Goals by Kai Havertz, a great goal by him. Bukayo Saka on the goal sheet. And of course, Victor Gyökeres. Yes, got his first goal for Arsenal. I thought that was really significant ahead of that game against Manchester United. Listen, the guy's only played not even a full game before this and was already getting criticism. That's the pressure that's going to come with being Arsenal striker this season. But he delivered yesterday a great header. Remember they said he never scores headers? Well, he scored a great header in the game and he looked really dangerous throughout the game. I thought, he had a really, really encouraging performance. Of course, we don't get carried away. It's about doing that against Manchester United next week and the games to come. But certainly very, very encouraging signs from him. And also from another summer signing. A summer signing that's gone under the radar with Arsenal fans because we've all been so excited about getting in a striker in Victor Gyökeres. Martin Zubimendi. I've been watching him in pre-season. He's looked really, really good. Yesterday, he ran the show. Assist for Gyökeres' goal. He was everywhere, whether it be breaking up play, whether it be passing, whether it be skipping past players. This guy is quality. You can see why so many top clubs around Europe wanted him. Arsenal got him. This has gone under the radar a bit because, he was sort of done early in the window. But only £51 million for Martin Zubimendi. When you consider what some players have been going for, that looks a really, really good deal by Arsenal. And he looks like he's going to be a top player for us. And, really, really encouraging signs there. Mikel Arteta was asked after the game about are Arsenal going to be doing any more business in the transfer window? And his quotes were this. He says, "We are seriously looking for options and some players may leave as well." And we're going to explore that on today's Transfer Daily. Of course, don't forget the game Final One Standing by William Hill. Remember, there's 6 days left to get your entries in. It's free to enter, a chance to win £500,000. All you got to do is each week select a team to win. If the team wins, you go through to the next round. If your team draws or loses, you are out, right? But it's as simple as that. First weekend, you got choices to make, right? Once you pick your team, though, that's it. Now, as I said, 6 days left to sign up. The link is in the description if you want to get involved. Of course, please gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. You must be over 18 and reside in the UK if you want to join Final One Standing. We're all involved at the moment, right? We're all selecting our teams. But remember, 6 days to go, so time running out if you want to get involved. Now, as I said, Mikel Arteta saying, seriously looking for options and some players may leave as well. So looking for players, which I'm going to explore in a minute, but the players, he said, some players may leave as well. Evidence yesterday, I said it on yesterday's show, you kind of get a bit of evidence of who could be going through that door. No minutes yesterday for Jakub Kiwior. Is that significant? We know Mikel Arteta really likes Kiwior, but even when Gabriel came off. He bought on Mosquera, who looked good again, another good signing, under 15 million. How good has he looked so far? But Mosquera came on. It wasn't Jakub Kiwior. Now, Arsenal said to be looking for a fee of around about £30 million if they are to let him go. Mikel Arteta is a fan of Kiwior. We've seen how important Kiwior's been for our squad depth, but he could leave this summer because he is a player that attracts a lot of value and is wanted by a lot of clubs. So one to watch Jakub Kiwior before the end of the transfer window. Also, no minutes for Alexander Zinchenko. Is that significant? Fulham very interested in signing Zenchenko. I said it a few days ago on the show that he could replace Anthony Robinson, who's wanted by clubs over in Saudi Arabia. Fulham could cash in on him. Robinson could leave. And if he does go, Zenchenko could be the player coming in. Talking of Fulham, another player that they've been heavily linked to has been Reiss Nelson. And of course, he also got no minutes yesterday. As I said, despite over in Singapore and Hong Kong, him looking really, really lively when he came on. No minutes for Reiss Nelson. Crystal Palace are also interested in him, but Fulham are said to be the club that are right at the forefront. Arsenal trying to get a package done of around about £15 million, but significant that he played no part in either of the two friendlies at the Emirates. Obviously, they don't want anything to happen to him. And Leandro Trossard didn't play at all in the game. Now, Mikel Arteta said the reason why he didn't play is that he's got a slight niggle, right? But he did say that he should be fit for the game against Manchester United next weekend. But obviously, no chances taken with him. No chances taken with him, of course, ahead of the fact that he could play or could figure in that game against Manchester United. However, could it be that no chance was taken with him because he could be sold? As I keep saying nearly every day, only 1 year left on his current contract. He still hasn't signed a new deal. If he doesn't sign a new deal, expect Leandro Trossard to definitely leave before the end of this window. I doubt that Arsenal are going to want him going into the last year of his contract. They would rather cash in on him right now. If he signs a new deal, he'll stay. But if he doesn't sign a new deal, he could be on his move, and that could pave the way for more signings, as Mikel Arteta was talking about. And this one, probably the most significant one of all. No Fabio Vieiraa, not even in the squad yesterday, not even on the bench. He hasn't figured in any of Arsenal's pre-season friendlies. Of course, he was out on loan last season. Now, he's wanted by Stuttgart, and I thought this was really significant yesterday, that Stuttgart have now sold Enzo Milo. He's gone to Al Ahly over there in Saudi Arabia for £26 million. That's left a big hole for Stuttgart. They are very interested in signing Fabio Vieiraa. They've been in talks with Arsenal about the signing. Could this now get accelerated and get done? Arsenal looking to get around about £20 million or in excess of £20 million for him. Stuttgart want to go a lot lower than that. But it does look like Fabio Vieiraa is going to be sold to Stuttgart. As I said, it hasn't figured at all. And that could pave the way for Eberechi Eze if that deal gets done. Very, very significant. There's a lot of reports saying that once that deal gets done for Fabio Vieiraa, that's when Arsenal will make their move for Eze. The journalist Steve Kay claiming today that a deal to get Eberechi Eze to Arsenal is very close. Of course, he's going to be playing today in the Community Shield. The manager, Oliver Glasner of Palace, he had already said that, listen, he's playing. When asked if he's staying, he couldn't guarantee he was staying, but he said he'd be playing in this game today alongside Mark Gay, another player being linked with a move away. But as I said, journalist Steve Kay saying that a deal is close. Palace are currently actively looking for a replacement for Eberechi Eze. But the problem they've got at the moment is they don't have a sporting director. Dougie Freeman left, and that's also holding up things a bit for Arsenal. But as I said, the journalist Steve Kay and other journalists as well saying that the Eberechi Eze deal to Arsenal is still on. This is going to be one that's going to be really significant. As I said, Mikel Arteta said yesterday, not ruling out other signings and options. He said he wants options, and obviously Eberechi Eze would be a great option. And what about this one? Also linked today with Carlos Baleba, the highly talented defensive midfielder who plays for Brighton. They've done it again, Brighton. Another super talented player. Whoever does their recruitment, I mean, they just do it time and time again. They had Caicedo, he left right for over £100 million. They had Basuma before that, got a king's ransom for him as well. Now, this guy, they bought him from Lille in 2023 for £23 million. He is such a good player, still only 21, and he's attracting the interests of a lot of clubs. The team that's right at the front trying to get him is Manchester United. They've been heavily linked with him, but caught offside today, claiming that Arsenal and Liverpool have also joined the battle to try and sign Baleba. Brighton has said to want in excess of £100 million for him. They're doing it again, right? But court offside claim that he could leave for significantly lower than that fee. We'll have to wait and see that. Manchester United is still the favourites to get him. I'm not sure about this one. Let me press the rumour rater on this. As you can see, I got it low. We've got Declan Rice. We've got Zubimendi. You know, where would Baleba play for that massive outlay? Listen, I get it. When a player of top quality comes up for... You know, teams are, or like say Man United are trying to buy him. Obviously, Arsenal are going to monitor that situation, but I just can't see Arsenal going in to try and sign Baleba because it's going to be such a huge fee. But stranger things have happened. Let's see. So those are the rumours for today. Things are hotting up now. We're about to start the Premier League. Our first game kicks off in 1 week's time away at Manchester United. Could Eze be in time for that? Could Eze be in before the end of the window? Or could it be Rodrigo? Or could it be another left winger out of the blue? If you want to find out what happens, keep up to date here on Transfer Daily. And of course, any breaking news here on AFTV. Thanks for watching the show. And I'll see you tomorrow.
You lot are always in the comments saying that we don't know ball. Well, now it's your chance to prove it. Could you predict the Premier League if we offered you £500,000 to do it? We've partnered with William Hill to bring you Final One standing. The rules are simple. Pick a Premier League team every week. Win, you stay in. Lose or draw, you're out. But you can only pick each team once. It's free to play and there's £500,000 up for grabs. That's right, £500,000. Perfect. You need to have a William Hill app to play, so scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description below to get involved. 18 plus, UK only. Please gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions apply and full terms are in the link below. Let's see who's the final one standing.